Go on CoinMarketCap, 22 billion US dollars right now, okay? And 60% of it, right? You see that big green chart there? We are giving to the community that money. We are just giving, giving, giving. How are we giving? Register an account, you get the rewards. Be a developer, we give you, you know. If you're a good trader, we also give it to you. So go look it up. Highly encourage every single person, whatever skill set you have, you will be given an incentive to join our ecosystem. Okay, so later I'll go on to explain. If you do your due diligence, look us up. We have a very, very tight team right now, over 400 employees already and growing. Right, we have the likes of Coinbase. Our CEO is from Coinbase. Okay, myself, I'm ex-Warby. Okay, and we have even the likes of a top New York lawyer as well in our chief legal. Right, and we are expanding very, very quickly. Okay, so now for those more crypto gurus out there, I understand some are newbies, but for those that are more expert, I see quite a number of faces, experts here. You would know and follow the other altcoins, I would say, right? So if you see Binance, BNB, launch price, 15 cents, right? Today, where is it? $300. How many percentage growth is that, right? Okay, so then we talk about OKX, KuCoin, Gate, BitGet. Look at their launch price and where they are now, okay? So now, let's say Websea. We launch at 18 cents. Look the price up today. It's over $2.20 already, right now, in the last 5 months. Okay, and it's going to exponentially grow even more because with just 600,000 users, we already went 600x. Okay, what's going to happen in the next couple months? Just months, huh? Just look it up today. And the best part is you can get your WBS tokens without investing a single cent. Just register an account, you get 100 already. Leave that 100 there, okay? Let it do its magic. You come back, you see $2,000, $20,000 for nothing, just by registering an account today. Okay, it's like when I first got in Bitcoin, $5. You know, if I had not sold, right? Think about the possibilities. So same way right now, Websea early stage. Okay, this is our platform history. Right, we launched in October. In the last, in August 2023, we launched, and you can see in the exponential growth, 600,000 users in the last 5-6 months alone. Okay, so now it's getting very excited, very heated up. In fact, just okay, I think I'll just share this anyway because the news will be out in a few weeks' time. I just met up with a couple billionaires. They just plug and play from the mega exchanges. I'm not going to name which exchange. They move all their billion-dollar funds onto our exchange, right? Again, the funds belong to them, right? Because when they plug into our exchange, funds are always with the users. So your funds, for example, you use our exchange, the funds are always with you, right? Other exchanges, right, the big boys, Binance, OKX, you put your funds there with them, that funds are actually with them. So if the exchange goes down, your funds disappear. Okay, but with us, the funds are always with you as the user. Okay, so now I think I was just speaking to somebody from Certic as well. We are already Certic audited, right? We're on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko in China, Faceyao. We are doing OTC. We have strategic partnerships across the board, you know, with all the peer-to-peer. Even you can even use credit card, you know, on-ramp, off-ramp, and so much more. Okay, and we are working with top universities across the world talking about AI, like I mentioned, because we are one of the world's first few exchanges that's doing this. All eyes are on us. Okay, so now ecosystem development. Today you see me here, that photo there, I was in Dubai, right, and in India as well, hundreds. We had almost 20,000 people, and they were all mobbing me for pictures. So I get different kind of reception in different countries, right? Some countries, they all know about Bitcoin. Some countries like, I don't know where to stand on Bitcoin, you know, is it a scam, is it not a scam, how should I react to even Herbert, you know, Bitcoin man, how should I react to him? And different countries react differently, right? So the thing now is, it's undisputed, easy to say, Bitcoin is the future, more and more countries will be adopting it, And I guess that's why each and every one of you are here today as well, listening to what this industry has to offer. Okay, so so now we are here talking about all the different scenes that we are already participating in. From obviously the finance side, okay, we are also now at a stage where we are focused, very focused, working alongside with game and entertainment. And that's why last week, just in Paris, we had an event of our own where we work alongside with one of the world's biggest gaming blockchain companies, Sandbox, right? They were one of our keynote speakers as well. And we're going to expand very quickly across the world. We have big gaming communities from the likes of Philippines, Vietnam, and more that are all very excited about what we have to offer here. So stay tuned. We are, offering much, much more. So join our ecosystem today, be it you're a developer, software developer, trader, anything, right? The possibilities are endless. We are offering you bursaries, sponsorships, and more. So come by our booth. It's just outside. We'll be happy to speak to you as well, what you have in mind and more, okay? So right now, if you do your own due diligence, which is so important in crypto, okay? Because you have exciting opportunities means there'll be a lot of scammers coming in as well, right? So you have to always DYOR, do your own research, okay? So you go look up who are the founders behind this, this project, okay? Then next, you look up their social media, you look up their website traffic, right? And then you go and dig, okay, which company audited them, right? Some cryptos are doing very well. They, in fact, go to the likes of the Big Four, KPMG, Deloitte and all to get audited, right? So, and then people are like, whoa, these projects look very sexy now. Then they start investing, right? So now the thing is, here at Websea, the same thing, we have done our audit and everything, and that's why all the users are pouring their funds onto our platform as well, okay? So right now, we are exploring even more deep dive into the likes of metaverse, gaming metaverse. Like I think those that stayed through earlier, you would hear that the future of the workplace will probably be metaverse as well, okay? Before COVID-19, we never thought it possible, right, to work from home, but look at where we are today, right? So now the thing is, companies across the world are already now more and more receptive to it, with even the likes of big boys, from Meta, Facebook company, right, to Apple launching their own VR goggles and more. The world will slowly shift into this transhumanism future, okay? So once again, I'll reiterate on our smashing incentives that we have, right? We are giving out to users all across the world. So upon registering, you get 100 WBS, and very easy to unlock, okay? Unlocking method is easy. All you need to do is basically you trade on our platform and you will slowly release the tokens. Number two, you buy some of our tokens, hold it, you can also unlock our WBS token. Obviously, the 100 WBS is not completely free. We just need you to perform some actions before we release the funds to you. The very exciting part is we are giving out daily lucky box prizes. So sometimes some lucky guy can just walk away with 1 Bitcoin for no reason, right? Just by logging in daily, you just walk away, hey, here's, you open some lucky draw box and, oh wow, 1 Bitcoin. Okay, it is happening. In fact, you will see news of it on our platform. Many people getting excited about this. In Chinese, we call it Hong Bao, right? We are giving away this Hong Bao rate packets, and people are just loving it, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I was just in India, Surat, speaking. This boy came up to me, hey, Bitcoin man, check out my wallet. Then, wow, he has over 20,000 WBS token. That's 40,000, US dollars, for a 22-year-old boy, that's a lot of money, yeah? So on top of that, we are just giving out money. Like I mentioned earlier, 60% of our whole entire tokenomics is all about giving to the community. The spirit of Web3, right? Giving, giving, giving. Decentralization. So what we have here is the web cards. Again, just by checking in, we give you these cards. Okay, what is this card? It's like just a lottery scratch card. You scratch and win, right? On top of that, every trade you do, we actually refund 20 to 50% of it to the users, back to the users. And then the other amount, we actually burn it So our tokenomics keep reducing, the supply keep reducing, demand keep increasing, and that's how the price keep on going up, right? It's an appreciative asset. Okay, on top of that, we are going to be launching a lot of games where we are also using our WBS as rewards to the community. Yeah, so it's super exciting. It's money, money, money. Imagine me just dishing out the money to the audience here. Okay, so the thing now here, invitation rewards, very, very straightforward. Every person you invite, 50 WBS. Your friend, invite another friend, you get 10 WBS. In a way, some would say, oh, this is like a pyramid, huh? But not to worry, we are fully compliant to regulations all across the world. It's only a 2-tier, so we fall within compliance, right? But the best part is it's infinite, so you can just keep referring to your friends and keep enjoying the rewards, okay? Like I mentioned earlier about the red packet rewards, Chinese, Asians, we love it, right? We go visit our parents on Chinese Lunar New Year for the Hong Bao, right? So here we are also giving out the Hong Bao, the red packets, okay? So just by inviting users, they hold our tokens, right? We give you Ang Bao, the red packets again. So, you know, our platform is just so generous giving out these rewards. Okay, so on top of that, like I mentioned, you know, in China, it's going viral. It's called Pin Tuo Tuo, right? For every friend that you invite, you know, to boost you, right? Upon boosting, we give you another large lucky bag, right? The lucky bag, again, maybe contain Bitcoin, right? From 0.1 Bitcoin to more. And Bitcoin will exponentially keep increasing in price. So obviously that 0.1 Bitcoin can worth a lot of money in future. On top of that, spot trading fee rebates, ecosystem promotion earning, all this you can find on our website. We are super generous giving out all these rewards to our users that no other exchange is doing, okay? And obviously now, towards the end already, so bear with me. We are talking about the development journey and future direction of our company. As you can see in the last 5 to 6 months, we already smashed into the billions. Right now at 22 billion market cap. Right? So right now, obviously, we are intending to expand faster and faster across the globe. I just came back from Paris. Next, we are going to Tokyo, right? Istanbul and more. Like I mentioned to you, every country receives us differently. When I was in India, Dubai, there were like thousands of people running to me for pictures. Obviously, Singapore a bit different, you know. But the thing is, so like in Japan itself, Tokyo, they are all gearing up. You know, like kawaii desu, yeah? Okay, so now our platform, we have hit every single milestone that we envisioned, we accomplished in the last 6 months. And we will continue to do so, right? In the last 6 months, we already have 400 over employees. We are expanding very, very quickly as we go along. Like I mentioned earlier, our goal this year alone, we are going to hit 3 million. So the price already 60x already, right? In the last, just by 600,000 users. If we hit the 3 million users, it's going to explode even further based on the tokenomics, how we design and structure it. The token appreciative index is super explosive, right? And by 2026, we aim to, you know, reach out to at least 10 million people. And the way we are growing, right, giving out all these rewards, it will expand very, very quickly. So if you are a company, okay, or individual servicing such places such as Japan, Turkey, Korea, China, Taiwan, Vietnam, you know, across APAC, please reach out to me as well. I love to work with you and see how we can partner up and explode together, right? Okay, so again, like I mentioned earlier, we are fully compliant. We have our chief legal officer actually based in New York, and she's actually assisting us to actually do the entire legal framework across the world. So even the likes of where we are operating from Singapore, Hong Kong, and more, right? The digital space landscape is very, very unique, right? Eventually, everybody will be working within the metaverse. There is no regulations around this piece yet. Regulations will kick up and follow in. Okay, at this point of time, we're also doing our part with social responsibility. Okay, you can see us on the ground. We are actively giving out rewards, money to the audience. Me, on a personal context, if you have already been following me, among the 2 million followers, you would see that I've actually given out almost $3 million over the past 10 years. On long-term development goal, of course, our company is looking to progressively conquer market share. Right? We're not just talking about figures, we're talking about market share of crypto itself. Right? Like if you heard my speech earlier when I was Global Operations Director at Huobi, right? Huobi had 70% of market share back in the day, okay? So today, now Binance is the one officially holding at least 30% market share and more, right? So now it's a blue ocean strategy. All the exchanges, 4,000 known exchanges out there are all trying to conquer market share as well, and so is Websea. But as you heard earlier, we have so many unique selling points that the whole entire industry has not seen before, and that is why we are going to survive, not just survive, but thrive and succeed and excel. So I'm highly encourage you, check it out today and see what I'm talking about. And this is our website, Websea.com. We're on Telegram. You can see our community, super active, everybody excited. Where there's free money, I think everybody's getting excited, right? Yeah, it's like, rain on me, money, rain on me. Okay, and come check out our Twitter also, super active. In the last 4-6 months, we are exponentially growing. And my name is Herbert Sim, known as The Bitcoin Man. Check me out, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah? Okay, thank you everyone. If we have any questions from the ground, happy to, do we have time? Yeah? Any questions from the ground, happy to answer them, right? You have me right here. In other countries, people mobbing me, right? But now here, because lesser people, very intimate, you can ask me very intimate question. Okay, not my personal life, okay? Ask about my company. Ask about Websea. I'm happy to answer them. One question? Very good question, and I love it. Thank you very much. Okay, so Websea, very, very straightforward. We are in the Web3 industry, and the most famous NFT platform is OpenSea. Yeah, good, good. So we smashed that together, Websea.com. Yeah. Okay, I guess we've run out of time. Very nice talking to everybody. Happy to chat on the site after this. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again, Mr. Herbert Sim, CEO of Websea. Once again, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome down to Blockchain Festival Asia 2024. We're going to move on down to our next panel discussion. Trading on DEX versus SEX. What's the difference and what are the risks? Okay, remember, it's CEX, not the other way around. So let's welcome first our moderator, Alnura, Belyalova on stage. And of course, our panelists, Sonny, Mohanthy, Mr. Ken Berry, Roopa, Sushil, Amelia Chan, and Cecilia Wong on stage. Sorry. And of course, Mr. Kishore M. The moderator is supposed to sit in front of a picture.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So it'll look nice around a picture on a photograph. Everyone want to switch place and be seated according to your picture?
Okay.
It'll be a nice background when the picture is taken. All right, take it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I've got an incredible panel with me today, and I think we've got quite an interesting topic to go over. We'll start off with a round of introductions. So my name is Alnura Belyalova. I'm a director of public relations at Luna PR. We are a PR communications agency that caters to emerging tech. So Web3, AI, and fintechs are the majority of our clients. We do like to think outside of the box. We have co-produced the first ever Web3 show on CNBC Arabia, and we have purchased a franchise for Cointelegraph for Middle East and North Africa. So I'd like to start with Kishore on my left. Please start with a round of introductions.
Hi guys, good afternoon. I think we're in between your meals, I guess, so we're just going to do it as fast as we can. We run a very high-frequency trading crypto firm, and we trade a lot on CX as well as DEX. So we'll be sharing my insights in today's panel.
Yeah, hello each and everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Ken. I'm the CEO and the founder from Blockchain Network Philippines and Connect Web3. We are the largest marketing assistance and providing full spectrum of digital marketing, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. We have actively with 23 crypto projects right now. And since 2020, we work with over 200 plus crypto projects, raising funds, building awareness, community engagements. And I have 55 employees right now. So yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Roopa Sushil, and I head the compliance team for Anchorage Digital Singapore. So Anchorage Digital offers digital ecosystem for institutions to take part in it, and we offer solutions such as custody, staking, governance, and trading. And one thing unique about Anchorage is that we are the first and the only crypto firm which is regulated, and we hold a federally charter from the US regulators, which is OCC. And our charter is as equivalent as JP Morgan Chase or BNY.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Amelia. I'm from HTX Global. I lead the strategic partnership department in HTX as well as the listing team for Poloniex, which is also under the HTX management.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Wong. I am the founder CEO of yourPRstrategist. We are a boutique PR consultancy that focuses on the Web3 as well as emerging technologies space. We have been supporting lots of different clients globally, although we are headquartered in Singapore. We've been doing work for clients across APAC, in the US, Canada, Middle East, Europe. I think the only region we haven't yet quite touched is LATAM. Hopefully this will change in 2024 at some point. I'm also at the moment co-founding a stealth startup, and one of its main functionalities has to do with trading. So this is an especially interesting discussion for me, and I hope to learn a lot from my fellow panelists who are all industry professionals. Especially with the regulations, and then you at HTX, I'm sure you've got lots of insights that would be really useful.
Amazing. So as everyone can see, we've got quite a diverse range of panelists here today. And I don't want to delve too much into the basic differences between centralized and decentralized exchanges. I do think that the audience here is really well aware. But I do want to start off with the question of user experience. I think this has been the kind of the top topic around conferences, media headlines, right? User experience or lack of good user experience in the Web3 space, and how do we tackle that? So when we look at the centralized versus a decentralized exchange, Amelia, I wanted to get your thoughts on kind of the difference between user experiences and kind of pros and cons on both sides.
All right, thank you. So I think the basis for it is pretty broad, right? User experience, trading experience, as well as security, KYC, regulatory. To start on, when it comes to user experience, there's a few things, right? Centralized exchanges are essentially middlemen, all right? So they are kind of like a ship for people to board, bring your funds in, just do a deposit in, and then you can start trading. For decentralized exchanges, that's slightly different. I think when we look at the whole entire process and history of trading, most people have come a long way. They understand the whole entire idea of decentralization. So new users would come in and they'll be like, oh, I need someone to hold my hand to start trading. And centralized exchange is the perfect place for that, because they just need to deposit, start trading, done. All right, for decentralized exchanges, slightly different. They need to learn how to manage their wallets, put in your private keys and everything. So that is definitely a step that new traders don't use it. I mean, most of us here, I think I would say at least 80% of people here do not use DEXs because you just don't know how to connect your wallet or security. You need to have enough, gas fees to ensure that the trades go through. If you don't have gas fees, you cannot sell your tokens, and then the price dumps, and you're like, oh no, all right? So I think that is something that happens for new users who do not know. But of course, this is evolving over time, where people are getting more opportunities to educate themselves on how to use DEXs, and there are so much resources on the web as well. All right, I think another thing that would actually be of concern would be being anonymous. There are a lot of traders out there who are in sanctioned countries, US, for example. They will undoubtedly choose to use DEX to get access to more tokens within the market versus being on regulated UX exchanges, so on and so forth. I think one thing that actually resounds to me quite a bit would be customer support. Centralized exchange would offer customer support. You have any problems, you go to the main page, you click this little widget by the corner, help, my funds can't withdraw. And then someone would come in and, okay, thank you for waiting, let me help you now, all right? So I think that is something that DEXs do not have at this point of time. But I'm sure with evolving changes to technology, this is something that would also come into place, which will drive people towards DEXs in time to come. I think one thing that I also want to touch on is also security of funds. Why people choose, Herbert was speaking just now about, Binance, HTX, OKX. People are still putting their money on DEXs, even though they're putting their funds into hands of someone else. That's because they trust. And I think this trust is very important when it comes to centralized exchanges. And at this point, we hear so many issues of hacks on DEXs that people don't know how to deal with it individually. So I think this is something that, as a user, they would try to eliminate this worry on their own and just have someone else do it for them.
Amazing. No, thank you so much for that. I think we've touched upon a lot of different points, from user experience to education to customer support and to trust. Actually, before we move on, very interesting, the audience here, could you raise your hand if you're using a centralized exchange? Okay. And what if you're using a decentralized exchange? Interesting. So yes, Amelia's guess was correct. Indeed, even amongst us, professionals in the Web3 space, centralized exchanges continue to be the go-to platforms. When you mentioned trust, right, I think what essentially happened is a lot of users and a lot of, especially newbies to the space have definitely put their trust, and sometimes it's been rewarded, and sometimes, unfortunately, people were hurt. And this is where I think the regulatory angle comes in. I think when we search the web, exchanges come up in two different angles. One, applications for licenses. I'm sure everyone has heard that Hong Kong received over 20 licenses just yesterday. And then the other side, where an exchange gets banned or it receives some sort of a, let's say, notice from varying different bodies, like we've seen Binance did in Nigeria. Roopa, I want to touch on, kind of with you, these headlines usually, touch upon centralized exchanges, right? It's central entities. And I think it makes sense. I think from the regulatory perspective, maybe kind of trying to take or lead a central entity is a little bit easier than when it comes to a decentralized exchange, which essentially isn't even an entity in the traditional sense. So I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, great question. So before we get into the question, right, so let's take a step back to understand what are the ideology and fundamentals as to why Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies were born, right? So it's majorly because of the decentralized nature. It's also majorly because people want to know the efficiency of scale, the economics of scale. And if you look into that, then ultimately the purpose is not resolved if you bring in too many regulations or if you bring in too many regulatory bodies to interfere and to act as intermediaries. So coming to centralized exchanges, and what we saw amongst late 2022s and early 2023s, the downfall of a lot of the crypto players, as well as some of the big Terras and the Lunas, right? And then we saw that a lot of companies were falling apart. And if you just step back and understand what went wrong in these institutions, you will see that they were missing the basic corporate governance, mismanagement of client funds. The board of directors, did they have appropriate composition of board of directors, the independent directors, including very simple things like taking minutes and recording, and who is approving the transactions? Are there conflicts in it? And do they appropriately manage client funds, safeguard the client funds? So all this do teach us a lesson that, look, there are issues which needs to be resolved, but do we need too many regulatory bodies into it? So that's the question. So coming to centralized exchanges, so after all these incidents, many regulations or regulatory bodies amongst different jurisdictions, be it in Europe, Asia, or US per se, they have either issued regulatory guidances, working papers, or working on draft legislations, right? So Singapore and Hong Kong are ahead of the curve, where they have already started working very closely with the industry bodies, and they already have released draft legislations, while US has taken a tech-neutral approach. What it means is they say that, look, the regulations are the same, the activity is the same, so the risks are also same. So definitely the existing regulations apply to crypto players as well. So there is no understanding, or the regulators think that the existing regulations to apply for them. So when it comes to DEX, even the regulators, as you rightly point out, right? So the regulators also still trying to understand what the DeFi infrastructure looks like, what is the underlying technology. So there are a lot of working papers which has released, but no clear guidelines from any regulators except Dubai FSA, which has gone ahead and they have said that DEX fall under the regulatory regime, and any corporations or institutions which are registered or operating in Dubai needs to get licensed. So that kind of regulatory clarity